This is the life of a star who burnt out too soon. The poet before the storm, James Douglas Morrison, born December 8, 1943. Even his birth name sounds poetic, hinting at the legend he'd become. But young Jim was a military brat, moving constantly with his family. This constant uprooting instilled a sense of restlessness in him, a yearning for something more. He found solace in words. Books became his refuge, his escape. He devoured the works of Nietzsche, Rimbaud, and Blake, soaking up their philosophical musings and rebellious spirit. These literary giants ignited a fire in his soul, a passion for language and a fascination with the darker aspects of human nature. College in Florida further fueled his artistic ambitions. He delved into film studies, experimenting with short films, his creative energy bubbling to the surface. But it was poetry that truly captivated him. He filled notebooks with verses, pouring out his thoughts and emotions onto the page. Little did he know these poems would become the foundation for something much bigger. These words, imbued with raw emotion and a touch of darkness, held the seeds of the songs that would captivate a generation. The poet was finding his voice, unaware of the storm he was about to unleash. Section 2. Sun, Sand, and the Birth of the Doors, 1965, Venice Beach, California. A place synonymous with sun-drenched beaches, bohemian vibes, and a burgeoning counterculture. It was here, amidst the creative energy and free-spirited atmosphere, that Jim Morrison's destiny unfolded. He crossed paths with Ray Manzarek, a fellow UCLA film student. During a chance encounter on the beach, Morrison shared his poetry with Manzarek, reciting verses that hinted at a depth and darkness rarely seen in someone so young. Manzarek was blown away. They decided to form a band, their shared love of music and artistic ambition drawing them together. They recruited John Densmore, a jazz drummer with a penchant for the unconventional, and Robbie Krieger, a guitarist whose flamenco influences added a unique flavor to their sound. The Doors were born. Their music was a reflection of the times, a fusion of bluesy grit, psychedelic experimentation, and Morrison's poetic lyrics. It tapped into the anxieties and aspirations of a generation questioning authority and searching for meaning in a world on the brink of change. Section 3. Lizard King, the rise of a stage persona. The early days of the Doors were marked by a raw, almost hesitant energy. Morrison, initially shy and introspective on stage, seemed to transform as the music took hold. He shed his quiet demeanor, embracing a more primal, unpredictable persona. He became a shaman of sound, his voice a hypnotic instrument that could soothe and seduce one moment, then roar with raw power the next. His lyrics, often cryptic and laced with symbolism, explored themes of love, death, freedom, and the human condition. As their fame grew, so did Morrison's stage presence. He became known for his electrifying performances, often fueled by alcohol and a desire to push boundaries. He was dubbed the Lizard King, a nickname that captured his unpredictable, almost reptilian stage persona. He would writhe, dance, and even taunt the audience, his performances becoming legendary for their intensity and unpredictability. He was a force of nature, captivating audiences with his raw energy and undeniable charisma. Section 4. Break On Through. The Doors stormed the music scene, 1967. The Doors released their self-titled debut album. It was an instant success, catapulting them to fame and establishing them as a major force in the burgeoning rock scene. The album was a sonic tapestry, weaving together blues, rock, and psychedelic elements into a sound that was both familiar and groundbreaking. Light My Fire, with its iconic organ riff and Morrison's smoldering vocals, became an anthem for a generation. Its sensual lyrics and extended instrumental break pushed the boundaries of radio play, becoming a symbol of the era's rebellious spirit. Break On Through, To the Other Side, further solidified their status as musical revolutionaries. Morrison's powerful vocals and the song's driving rhythm captured the raw energy and yearning for liberation that defined the youth movement. The Doors were more than just a band. They were a cultural phenomenon. Their music became the soundtrack for a generation, their lyrics providing a voice to the anxieties and aspirations of a world on the cusp of change. Section 5. Fire and Fury, Morrison's unpredictable performances. The Doors concerts became legendary, fueled by Morrison's unpredictable stage presence and the band's raw, energetic performances. Each show was a tightrope walk, a delicate balance between chaos and control. One moment, Morrison could be charming and playful, engaging the audience with his poetic musings and sly wit. The next, he could erupt into a frenzy of energy, fueled by alcohol and a desire to shatter expectations. His performances were a visceral experience. He would writhe on stage, lost in the music, his voice a raw, primal scream. He would interact with the audience, sometimes taunting them, sometimes baring his soul. His erratic behavior became both a source of fascination and concern. His bandmates never knew what to expect, walking a tightrope between musical brilliance and potential disaster at every show. These unpredictable performances added to the mystique surrounding Morrison, further solidifying his status as a rock and roll icon. Section 6. When the music's over, legal troubles and inner turmoil. As the Doors' fame reached stratospheric heights, Morrison's personal life began to spiral. The pressures of fame, combined with his own inner demons, took a toll. His dependence on alcohol and drugs escalated, fueling his erratic behavior and leading to a series of public incidents and legal troubles. The most infamous incident occurred in 1969 during a concert in Miami. Morrison, reportedly intoxicated, was arrested on stage and charged with indecent exposure and profanity. The event sent shockwaves through the music world and resulted in boycotts and cancelled concerts. The Miami incident was a turning point. It highlighted the growing rift between Morrison's public persona and his increasingly troubled inner life. The legal battles and negative publicity took a toll on the band, casting a shadow over their music and their future. Behind the charismatic stage persona, Morrison was a man wrestling with his own demons. He was a poet at heart, deeply affected by the world around him, and the weight of his own fame became a heavy burden to bear. Section 9. The final curtain, a star burns out too soon. Despite the outward appearance of tranquility, Morrison's demons followed him to Paris. His health, weakened by years of hard living, continued to deteriorate. The once vibrant rock icon was now a shadow of his former self. On July 3, 1971, Jim Morrison was found dead in the bathtub of his Paris apartment. He was just 27 years old. The official cause of death was heart failure, but the circumstances surrounding his death remain shrouded in mystery and speculation to this day. The news of his death sent shockwaves through the music world. Fans mourned the loss of a visionary artist, a poet who had given voice to their own anxieties and aspirations. The music world had lost one of its most enigmatic and captivating figures. His death, while tragic, solidified his status as a legend. He joined the infamous 27 Club, a group of talented musicians who all died at the age of 27, further adding to the mystique and mythology surrounding his life and legacy. Section 10. An enduring legacy, the music and the myth. Jim Morrison may be gone, but his music and his legacy continue to resonate with generations of fans worldwide. The Doors' music, a potent blend of blues, rock and psychedelia, remains as powerful and relevant today as it was when it was first released. Their songs have become timeless anthems, covered by countless artists and featured in numerous films and television shows. Morrison's lyrics, with their poetic imagery and exploration of life's big questions, continue to provoke thought and inspire new generations of artists and writers. The myth of Jim Morrison, the rebellious rock star, the poet, the shaman, the lizard king, continues to fascinate. He remains a cultural icon, his image adorning posters, t-shirts and album covers worldwide. He is remembered as a complex and contradictory figure, a brilliant artist who pushed boundaries and challenged conventions, but also a deeply troubled soul who struggled with his own demons. His story is a reminder of the price of fame, the allure of excess, and the enduring power of music to move, inspire, and transcend time. Thank you for watching.